Now, the National Police Commissioner General Fani Masemola has met with his Lesotho counterpart, should I say, in Maseru, to address claims of illegal Basotho military-style training camps on South African soil. Last week, Lesotho's Police Commissioner Borotho Matsotso told Newzroom Afrika that their intelligence had discovered that men of different ages are being trained on South African farms to forcefully take back land from South Africa. Both countries agreed, however, to work together as investigations continue into the alleged presence of armed groups linked to land reclamation efforts. National Deputy Police Commissioner and co-chair of the NAT Joints, Lieutenant General Tebello Mosikili, was in that meeting, and she joins us now for a little bit more. Lieutenant General, thank you so much. Mosikili, thank you so much for joining us there as well for the time. Are you able to, perhaps if we could start here, are you able to confirm that these military land grabs are indeed taking place? Good morning.
Good morning, Newsroom, and good morning to the viewers at home. As you have articulated earlier, the two police chiefs have met with the delegation from South Africa and both in Lesotho that comprised of intelligence communities, the investigators, as well as the ground operators, that is your operations or visible policing, if we can relate in our space. The claims or the intention of that physical meeting that we had with our counterpart between the two police chiefs was to clarify from the correspondence and the media statements that were made, the media interview that the Commissioner of Lesotho, Advocate Matsuso, had earlier past month. We have undertaken the investigation as was directed, and to have that meeting was to clarify and try to establish the exacts, as well as to get the data that have been collected by the intelligence community of Lesotho. So both countries are currently jointly working together to share information and to explore, because the areas that were communicated with the South African authorities at the time were investigated, and the traces of the military style training was not discovered in those areas. However, there are pockets of individuals that were found in some parts of our country, bordering with Lesotho and inland, which were concerning. So the expansion of this investigation will go beyond what you will obviously look as a military setup, but to look at any other form of training, because we believe it might be masqueraded to any other form of training. So that is the angle that we are taking now. So to say to you that is not happening, it will be pretty premature for us to say that. Hence, we have concluded that in the next 7 days, we'll see from the intelligence that have been collected both in South Africa and Lesotho how far it will take, and will converge again to interrogate the reports from different investigative and analysis communities that we have deployed to explore these particular claims or reports.
Deputy Commissioner, do we know how many men are being trained per se? Do we have an estimated figure then? Because you said, yes, there are some pockets of individuals that have been found with regards to this matter then, but do we have an estimated number of how many of those individuals they are being found in South Africa in the bordering parts with Lesotho?
The individuals that have been found have been since processed and charged for being illegal in the country, and it's less than 100 of those that were found so far in your bordering towns of closer to Lesotho. These are the people that were found closer to Lesotho, but you will recall that we are continuing with both Operation Chanela as well as our Operation Valu Umgodi, that in other parts of the country we still do find nationalities. If one can just focus in Lesotho, yes, we do find the Basothos in other parts of the country. That will then say, I cannot at this stage confirm the numbers, but the intelligence communities in that close meeting that we had were given the estimate numbers that the group intend to recruit. So we do know the figures now of what they intend to recruit. And we believe with the experience and intelligence will tell you that you will not find a total of what was communicated at one place. So we believe that they will come in batches if they come, or they will be trained in batches. And possibilities might be misdirecting the reports to say they will be trained in South Africa. So the investigation or the collection now is looking at both countries, not only in South Africa, because those areas that were mentioned from the intelligence that was collected from the 2nd of July have found not to be having such a training. So we did not find people training in that particular manner that it was reported.
Deputy Commissioner, were these people charged in South Africa or charged in Lesotho? And how is it going to work? Because, of course, with the cooperation between the two countries, that also would need to be ascertained.
Yeah, to be clear, those that were found in South Africa will be processed in terms of Immigration Act. So if you are illegal in the country, we process you accordingly. If you are found in the country, you have committed a crime, you are processed accordingly. So those that have been found in the nearby towns were illegal immigrants in South Africa. They will be processed as such.
All right. Deputy Commissioner, I'm going to in Maseru to address claims of illegal Basotho military-style training camps on South African soil. Lieutenant General, thank you so much for staying with us. We appreciate you still continuing to wait then as well, considering the timings. Just wanted to ask you, considering the significance of land issues across the African continent, would you be looking to deploy quite a number of resources to this? Will you be increasing the number of resources, whether it be foot soldiers or intelligence?
Oravile, I want to assure the South Africans that threats of this nature are not taken lightly. Hence, you have seen NAD joints coming up and ensuring that we get ourselves together as a joint structure with other departments. So we are going to be looking at this in that light, that we need to protect the borders of South Africa. It is our duty. And we will make sure that we mobilize as far as possible as we can to get the necessary resources and expertise that requires or that will be required to respond to this particular matter. And we do not want to focus, because you know that we are having quite a number of projects that we are working on. We also have our own domestic challenges that we cannot at this stage defocus on them. So we are continuing, you know, the Commissioner of Border Management was on air not long ago, articulating the tight security that we are looking at, again, collaboratively and collectively, to ensure that our borders are very much tight. We have been accused from time to time of the porous borders. So we are looking at making sure that we tighten our screws, we close all the necessary gaps, but also we get all necessary resources that we need to get. The claims when they first came was that it is a farm. So you will also recall that we do have a Department of Agriculture as well that we are intending to rope in, just to make sure that within the farming areas, there is a continuous inspections that are done, and we know what is happening in our farms. So we need to know what is generally happening in the country. As I have earlier indicated, that we cannot take this claim and discount on them. That is not happening. But also, what is important with what we have been doing with Operation Valungoti. We have realized that majority of those that are exploring the issues of illegal mining cannot be left out as well, because you will never know that this Malata Naha formation is only looking at reclaiming the land, and they are leaving other areas, because there are some pockets that are emerging of looking at illegal mining as well. So we are also looking at tightening ourselves. And I want to reassure again South Africans, I think this came in the discussion that we are about to close down on Valungoti. Valungoti is very much alive, and we intend to continue as long as there are new emerging threats in the area of the mining. And we are now seeing the surface mining as well being explored. We are going to ensure that we mobilize our resources as far possible as we can. Yes, we are thinly stretched as the South African Police Service, but we believe that this collaboration and working together with other departments relevant to this particular challenge will assist us in getting into all the areas.
Deputy Commissioner, I mean, I just want to confirm with you as well, and I know you're not necessarily a parliamentarian in this regard, but some opposition parties in Lesotho's parliament themselves have raised it. During this interaction that you had then with your counterparts, was it confirmed again that Lesotho would not be contesting the borders that were inherited before the country, of course, gained independence from Britain? Is that still the case?
As you have rightfully indicated, Warabile, we're looking at the issues of security. Political matters will be dealt with by the relevant department and by the relevant authorities. It is beyond my paycheck. What I am looking at is the safety and security of South Africans and those who live in it, and to make sure that everybody is safe in the country.
Sure. Look, I had to try because I thought maybe within that conversation, maybe you guys had that discussion. Okay, just as a final one.
No, we were strictly on safety and security matters.
Sure. All right. As a final question on those security matters then, Minister in the Presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, has said that state security had averted a number of coups previously then as well. Are you expecting, is intelligence suggesting that there could be this happening again?
It did not come sharply, but we will continue to explore what is important. It's the issues of the undesirable activities that are happening in the country. In recent past, we had issues that we discovered in White River, in Mpumalanga, that we did not know what was going to be the ultimate. The surface intelligence at the time was that those Libyans were training for their own country, but you will never know. And this time around is the same approach that we are taking. With our past experiences, we're looking at any possibility. But let me reassure you that we are continuing. Remember, our approach as well is intelligence-led. So we do take reports, we do listen to our different intelligence communities within the country, and we take very seriously the intelligence that come because we believe that with the expertise that they have, they do a thorough analysis of the information before they even give it to the operatives. So we're looking at any possibility that intelligence community will put on our table.
Deputy Commissioner, appreciate the time. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on Newzroom Africa. Certainly a matter with great security significance as well, and hopefully we'll continue to get updates from you and your office then as well over time.